Hey guys, Carter97 again, this time with a review of the 100 scale Gundam Leopard from the Gundam X series. And yes, it is pronounced Leopard, not leopard like the animal. And that is because the name is derived from the French main battle tank, the Leopard. And talking about tanks, that is exactly what this guy kinda looks like. Color scheme, we immediately get a very nice dark forest green, adding a bit to the realistic aspect there. Then we have some white touches on the upper arm, upper legs, and the waist here. We have a little bit of red here and on various missiles he comes with. Unfortunately, not the jewel on the V-fin. That is a shiny red sticker, unfortunately. Then we have very dark blue for the dagger holder here, the hatches that cover the Gatling guns and the bottom of the feet. We have normal gray for some of the joints. These are unfortunately just polycaps. The hands, top of the feet there, and some other few accessories. Yeah, that is a little bit of a problem the Leopard has. Especially that thing kind of likes to fall off because the pegs unfortunately aren't that big, so it'll probably fall off sometime later again. Then, where was I for colors? Yeah, we also get very nice chrome gold from the V-fin here, the chest fins, these things on the front skirts, and also here. Gotta say, when you just look at him from the front, you're almost there are almost no real problems that you'll notice. Because, and that is the second thing that's really gonna fall off, so I'm just gonna leave that there. Crotch piece really doesn't like to stay on once again, because just look at how small that peg is. Then back to the good things with the chrome plating. See, it's like on the top here, and then the V-fin is really well hidden. Fortunately, when we turn him around, it's a little bit on the silver side, on the other side of it. But hey, as is, it looks pretty damn good. Then we're gonna go on the stickers, and fortunately, he almost needs none at all. We have the gold here around his, well, chest jewel, I guess I'll call it. Kinda looks like a certain other mobile suit. Then, as I've already said, we get the red here on the V-fin. We also get eye stickers, but I decided not to use them because we're getting very nice clear orange for the eyes. So all you have to do is grab a black Gundam marker and go around it. And that also means that this here is also a very nice orange. But yeah, because it's in there, it doesn't really show all that much, but I gotta say, on camera, it really doesn't like to show up. In real life, it does show up a little bit better. Then a few more stickers. We're getting the white one over here, and then these two red and black triangles. And that is all of the stickers that you get, and also all of the stickers that you need. And I gotta say, overall, looking pretty damn good. And for once, I can absolutely say that the plethora of panel lines that we're getting adds to the overall aestheticness of it. It looks really, really, really nice. And I don't think anyone can really disagree with that. A lot of people will say, those mid-90s high grades and their panel lines. Well, I think in this case, it just adds a little bit to the overall realistic aesthetic of it. Looks really bulky, just like a tank, has a lot of panel lines, just like a tank, and the color scheme is even a little bit like a tank. Unfortunately, some of the articulation also is a little bit like a tank. And oh yeah, I forgot a few stickers. We get nice shiny green one over there, and a nice shiny green one over there. Now we're gonna go on to the articulation. The head goes up, down, rotates around about that far until the chin gets stuck. Then the arms rotate around all the way as well, go up nicely like so until it gets stuck on the side armor. And as you've seen, the shield is also in a polycap, so it goes up, down, and rotates around for no reason whatsoever. Then the arm is on a double joint, but yeah, it's the usual wing joints that we're all familiar with, and I'm just gonna leave that off too. So it goes up. Well, it does go up a little bit more than 90 degrees when it's free, but as you can see, we have those giant missile launchers there that will prevent it from doing that. Then the hand is on a ball joint, so it will wiggle around, turn around if you're careful, especially with this right arm, and do everything a ball joint does. Then the hands are the usual wing Gundam hands. Thumb doesn't move. Lower 3 fingers are on a hinge, and then the trigger finger is also on a separate hinge. Be careful. Well, I would say be careful with them, but there's not really a lot they have to hold on to, as you will soon notice. Then waist turns around a little bit, goes forward and backwards a little bit, but that's not really something it's supposed to. It's more like, well, the joints are a little bit on the loose side, and especially with this giant cannon, well, giant Gatling gun on the backpack, it will most often just hang a little bit it will be a little bit to the backward side. Fortunately, it's not really, well, it's nothing significant, so it's not like it's leaning backwards like, oh, I'm gonna fall over. Then, this giant backpack, unfortunately not too much movement going on there, but we'll get into that later on. Then if you want him to move around all the way, well, you essentially gotta disconnect it. And then you can move around all the way like this. Still looks decent enough if you really want to do that. Then sides goes to go out about that far, and the legs go really nicely outward. And the best thing of it all is the feet can compensate for that. They will also go side to side enough to keep it looking natural. Front skirts are of course molded separately, go up nicely like that. Legs go out all the way there, and then backwards a little bit. Then the knees is really what I was referring to when I said that he has the mobility of a tank. Well, not quite 90 degrees, and to be honest, the legs don't look that bulky. I guess they're slightly bulkier than the average Gundam legs, but still we could have gotten at least 90 degrees, because there's like what, 60, 70 degrees? Then ankle guards go up and down a little bit. Feet go forward, backward, and as I've shown, nicely side to side. And talking about these feet, the one thing I really love is, if you've seen the Gundam X anime, you know that these guys don't just walk around, they drive around. And look at that, we're getting little wheels, and I'm not sure, is that supposed to be a caterpillar thread? That would be pretty cool. So I guess these guys really are all-terrain. Well, some people call it lazy animation. I call it good designing, because really, if you're on a road with a Gundam, why would you walk on the road? Why not just drive? It's a lot easier and probably also a lot more energy efficient. Then now we're gonna get onto the accessories, and well, if you know the Leopard, there's not really a lot of extra accessories that you're gonna get with this kit that aren't already on it. The first thing that's... And this is the only thing that the hands are going to hold on to. The beam dagger, with really nice orange beam effect. Same orange as the eyes and the main eye camera. The weird thing, however, is you can't just pull this out, because for some reason they decided to make the end, it has like a hole in it, and that hole goes, well, it's locked into place in a peg that's in here. So unless you're going to pull these two parts apart, well, it's not going to go out. But yeah, it's also necessary to store in here, because actually the way this stores in here is the legs essentially has a gap in it, and that's where this goes into. So the beam part also helps to hold it into place. Then how does it fit into the hand? No real problem. I mean, it's a light thing. Yes, these hands aren't fantastic, but they're not that bad that they're not going to be able to hold something as small as this. So, well, they really dodged the bullet here, because all the hands have to hold on to is this dingy little dagger. Let's put that back, and then we're going to get on with the one extra accessory that we're getting. And this is something that wasn't included in the 144th scale, and it's this extra missile launcher. And those are some giant ass missiles in there. And yes, you can actually remove them if you can get them out. There we go. And well, they're not that great looking, but you can at least make it look like he has shot some of them. And just close him back up. There's a peg here, a hole on the leg here, and you just peg him in there. Unfortunately, there's nothing to cover up that hole if you don't want to use it. But I guess there's not really a reason not to put it on there. It's already a big, bulky artillery machine, so why not just put some extra stuff on there? Then up next is the main event of this machine, the big Gatling gun on the backpack. Unfortunately, this is also one of my biggest disappointments about this kit. The main problem being, this here is a solid piece, and it does not extend. Why is that a problem, you ask? Well, we'll soon find that out. So the first thing you have to do is pull this down, rotate this around, and you pull it down like this, open this up, this slides back there. The good thing is you don't have to remove the hand, so it is faithful to the anime. But then once we lock everything into place, that goes up there, and there we go. And now that thing isn't going anywhere. You see, because this can't extend, you can't move it around. Well, you can jitter it around a little bit, but that's really disappointing. I mean, it's locked either in this pose, or if you wanted to look a little bit more passive or like an off the battle scene, you can also put it up like this, and then yeah, so with the Gatling gun you can do a grand total of 2 poses, while in the anime he's clearly shown maneuvering this thing around all over the place. The good thing is, well, it still looks pretty damn good, but they really should have given us an extendable handle there. Well, I guess it is something for them to fix when they give us the master grade, and I'm really hoping that they're gonna do that. Hey, they're giving us the Gundam X as a master grade, so why not give the Leopard the same favor? Looks like he can really use it for his Gatling gun. Then all that's left to do now is open up all the other hatches. This here opens up to reveal even more missiles. These can be removed, these cannot. Behind there is just one whole plate of red plastic with all the little missile heads attached to it. These open up to reveal the Gatling guns. These, as I've already shown, reveal some more missiles, and it can also rotate around if you really want to. And then the hatches on his knees open up a little bit to reveal even more giant missiles, and they can also be removed. And this is a humongous missile, actually, when you put it into terms. When you put it next to a person, this is like twice the size of a person, and I think this could easily be a bunker buster. I mean, that should definitely be able to hit through the stuff Gundams are made of. Because I don't think they were made of a specific material in this anime. And then this slides forward. And here we have the Leopard ready to shoot off his entire arsenal. Like I said, looks kind of like a tank, painted like a tank, maneuvers like a tank, but also has the firepower of a tank. Several tanks. A tank army. There we go. As always, the inevitable question is, do you want to buy this? Or perhaps more season appropriate, would you want this as a Christmas gift? And well, for 1,500 yen, this is without a doubt the best Leopard model kit that you can get. I mean, the 1/44 scale, no debate really. It looks better, it is better, no contest. You get more accessories, period. Let's put this away because we're not even gonna have the debate. Come on, seriously. But now let's say that you're not really that interested in the Leopard as well, you're not a particular fan of Leopard. Well, if you've built any of the Warm Heart scale Gundam wing kits, you know pretty much exactly what to expect. The joints are a little bit on the weak side. Gotta say, the legs are already starting to feel a little bit on the flimsy side, but overall it still feels pretty solid for such an old kit. Also, we're getting a lot of panel lines as usual at this time, but they just add to the overall look of this machine. They look really, really nice, and they don't stand out too much thanks to the color scheme. And overall, this is just gotta say, a really nice kit. And also, it's not something that you see every day. It's a nice, big, bulky artillery Gundam, and that's, like I said, something a little bit more unusual. I mean, we've got the heavy arms, which is also a dedicated artillery Gundam, but other than that, from the main series, we've also got not the Nodley, the Virtue, that was also a dedicated artillery mobile suit, artillery Gundam, but other than that, there aren't really a lot of these artillery Gundams out there. And I gotta say, what Gundam has tank treads on his feet? Come on. So, gotta say, overall, if you like the way this looks, you'll most likely also enjoy the model kit. And, well, it's not gonna pull off a hell of a lot of poses, but it can definitely pull off all the important poses and a few extras, and then with little extra added accessory that you're getting here as a nice bonus. I think overall for 1,500 yen, you're definitely getting a lot of bang for your buck. And for a few size comparisons, as you can see, the Gundam X models and the Gundam X mobile suits in general are a little bit smaller than the average mobile suit. I think they go for around 60 meters with the normal, well, quote-unquote, normal mobile suits being around 80 meters. And that still makes them a little bit bigger than everything from F90 onwards. So it's a little bit in the middle. And then, next to the Zaku 3, as you can see, they don't look that much different in terms of size. They could be from the same universe. And then finally we have the Gundam Airmaster here. And gotta say, these two look really, really nice together. And oh yeah, one final comparison just to show you how many different styles there were going on in the 90s. Here we have, next to the F90 again, the F91 cluster, and, silhouette, excuse me, and the Gun Blaster. And just look at how wildly different these guys are. We have the two early 90s models. I mean, the Gun Blaster looks really, really clean compared to these two. Then we have the Silhouette Gundam, which is getting there with panel lines. And then we have the mid-90s high grades, which have a shitload of panel lines. The more panel lines, the better. So just look at how the giant aesthetic difference. Well, that's all for this review. Have a nice Gundam Xmas, and see you next time.